Welcome to yet another meeting by your illustrious math guides wearing their wonderful math hats. There will be a quiz later. Which hat was each guide wearing on which day? All right, so this video is to give you an overview of how math is going to be working specifically in the next 2 weeks ahead, but in generally through the year ahead. So tune in. You might even want to take some notes, but here we go. So our math practice this year is really built on 3 big themes, and we're each going to talk a little bit about one of those. Johnny, you want to introduce our first theme?
So we're really excited about this year's math because we're setting up a program that you can individually move through based on what skills you need to develop. So last week we took an assessment and we're going to place you in this brilliantly designed step-by-step, skill-by-skill program that's made for Montessori adolescents. So there will be 3 skills for every set in the integrated mathematics curriculum. And you will practice each one of those skills. And for example, so skill set 1 has a skill that's labeled 1A, 1B, and 1C. And each one of the sets will have 3 skills that are set out in that way.
All right. So one of the things we really want you to work on this year is kind of building that habit of doing math every day and really like building those math muscles and getting yourself in shape. So the skills you're going to be doing are going to give you a solid set of skills to both get you ready for the years ahead. As you've gone through your math in the past years, what we've noticed is a lot of times students miss a skill or two. Like there's just little gaps in all of our math knowledge. It's one of the things I love about this program is it lets you sort of cycle back through. For some of you, there will be a lot of review at the beginning, but you'll also be surprised. There are things that you thought you knew that you didn't know quite so well. And this is one of our chances that we want to take to fill those gaps. Elizabeth?
So as you move through the math program, because you're going to be able to go at your own speed and get help on the things that you get stuck on, we're really hoping that you come to enjoy math and that you find a lot of joy in doing math and in solving math problems, because we know that you are absolutely, all of you, absolutely capable of doing really well in this math. And we want you to stop being frustrated because you're stuck or because you're bored. We want you to be able to go at your own speed, get the help that you need, and really come to love math and to really believe that you are good at math.
Yeah, mathletes. We want you to train your brain, build your skills, become mathletes.
And here we go. So our primary training program, Montessori Integrated Mathematics. So this is the program that was developed by Michael Wassey, a friend of ours, a colleague of ours, and who's really taken a leadership role in mathematics in the Montessori world, especially in the adolescent and high school programs. And so he's over the last 5 years developed this sort of set of problems that sort of cycle through, introducing new skills each week, but also cycling back and checking up on skills that you've had previously and adding new layers of difficulty. So you'll be seeing new skills every week, but you'll also be checking back in skills that came from weeks or months ago.
In addition to the problems and the skill development, we're also going to be introducing math seminars. And math seminars are really great. It's when we as a group work together on some problems that some of them are really mathematically based and some are not so math based, but they're all ways that help you, problems that are going to challenge you and you're going to have to think about them. And we're going to look at which strategies work, which strategies don't work, and really develop your ability to problem solve and to communicate about how you're trying to solve problems.
Exciting. So conversations and development and these seminars seem great. From there, so we're going to be building our practice in this set of skills 1 through 32 throughout the year. And those are the skills that 7th and 8th graders need to prepare for high school. So we're going to do that at your individual pace. We're going to do the seminars, like Elizabeth said, and then we're also going to move into projects. And projects are a very exciting time where you can develop as a mathematician, take all of those skills and apply them to the real world. to understand something that's occurring in our world mathematically, and to further your ability to relate to the world using all of your mathematical skills. So those projects will be coming after we develop our seminars, after we develop our routine of practice.
Yeah. So that's kind of the three aspects of the math program. And I'm excited to see how this all works on Zoom. I'm sure there will be bumpy moments, but there's also going to be, I think, some really cool moments, because like with the seminars, we might be able to bring in some guest speakers or some guest presenters from really all over the world, which I'm kind of excited about. So what about these next 2 weeks? So these next 2 weeks, your primary math goal is to get into the rhythm of doing the Montessori integrated math. And the 2 week schedule is sort of the minimum speed at which you're going to move through this. Some people might choose to move faster. That's great. We really encourage that. For some people, the 2 weeks might be a challenge enough. That's great. Dive in. But every 2 weeks, you should complete one of these sets. So what does it mean to complete a set? Well, Johnny, it starts with the skills.
Right. So like I've mentioned the skills in the past, they will be labeled a set number and then A, B, or C. So when you start your 2 week process, you will start with a video that is available for each skill. So if you're learning 1A, you will watch 1A video. Then you will take the notes, you will transcribe the notes from skill 1A into your field studies notebook. And then you will move into practice problems after that for 1A. And then you'll do the same for 1B and 1C if that's your starting point.
And then once you've learned all 3 new skills, you'll do what's called a daily review. And there are 7 daily reviews. We think you can do probably at least 2 a day once you've learned those 3 new skills. So you'll do those 7 daily reviews, and that will take you through the second week. And when you get to the end of the second week, there'll be an assessment.
All right. That assessment is going to be informative. So you'll be coming back to formative, and you'll be taking the assessment in formative. One thing to note, when you take the assessment in formative, you'll also be writing all your work in your field book. And when you turn in the assessment, formative will take care of grading the formative side of it. You also need to turn in a picture or a photocopy or a scan of the work. This is important to us. It's important for a couple of reasons. One, because many of you are clever enough to know that there's a lot of math programs out there where you can type in a question and it'll give you an answer. And that's not actually the skill that we're looking for. We don't want to see if you can do that. What we want to know is, how do you solve your problems? So we want to see something proof positive. And if things go wrong, it's really hard as a math guide to help you out if all I have is the wrong answer. But if I can take a look at your work and sort of walk with you through what the steps were, we can really make some progress in understanding where things went wrong and how we can help you go forward. So when you take the formative, there's 2 steps to every exam. One step is the formative. The other step is the scan or the image of the work that you did in your field book. So that's those 2 weeks ahead, getting through your set A, which is going to be your very first set. Some of you will start with set 1, some will start with set 9, some will start with set 17. Your guides will let you know which set. And you have 2 weeks to work through that. New skills, the practice sets, and the exam. All right. Any other comments?
It's going to be great. You guys are going to go so far in math and be completely confident in it.
Great. Thanks once again for listening to this math announcement brought to you by your illustrious math guides here at Great River School.
Yes, brought to you by Math Hats.
Wearing math hats. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You just say action.
Action.
Hey, on a side note, brought to you by the basket of dad jokes, I will reach in here, pull one out, and I will cold read this. I don't know what these are, but they're dad jokes. Last night, I had a dream. I weighed less than 1,000th of a gram. I was like, oh my God. Pretty good, right? Can you see this?
Oh,
OMG.
OMG. Yes.
And our
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and that's a mathematical dad joke for you.
Very nice.
All right, that's
Great.
good to close it out on.
All right.
Johnny.